Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TIYESEKO podcast. My name is Michael Bander. This is episode 2. I know I have delayed to give you a new episode, but guys, life was lifing. I was writing exams with my fellow Cavendish students. Say what's up, guys.
Hi.
Hello. You put the microphone closer to your mouth so that
Hi. Hi again.
Hi again. So my name is Michael Banda.
My name is Umm'khulthum. Ismeal Adams Miyoba.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel.
Yeah. Anyways, today on TIYESEKO podcast, Omi is going to introduce the topic for today.
Seems like Umi doesn't have a proper way of introducing.
No, initially we're supposed to be speaking about men's mental health.
Okay, so would you rather we speak about mental health?
Okay, now we're going to have a debate.
On which topic to
We're
talk
going to
about?
have a debate on which topic to talk about. So they're both interesting topics, but we need to pick one.
What's the second? What's the other one?
The one you spoke of, the how youths in university don't acknowledge their potential to contribute to society.
Okay, so is it just in universities or youths in general? In society.
I think it's everyone.
All right, men's mental health is what we're going to dive into right now. If you have any contributions, be sure to leave a comment, like or share below right there on the the like section, on the like icon and the comment icon. So we're gonna dive into men's mental health. What is your understanding of men's mental health? Like, we recently had the men's mental health, isn't it? Or was it the men's day, something like that? So what do you understand about
You
it?
guys had Men's Day?
Yeah, we had men's day. You didn't post us.
I posted my man.
We also your men.
Okay. So
Emmanuel's giving me the look. Bombastic side there.
I know, right?
Yeah. What do you understand? Yes.
What I understand by men's mental health is the well-being of a man's mental state. Yeah. So there would be situations that would contribute to the having mental issues and also just being mentally stable.
And where do you think this comes from? Like, is it from work, family, personal
Mental
relationships?
issues?
Yeah.
Well, it could be anything. It could come from anywhere. That's the thing. But I think it comes from everywhere, really.
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
be work, could be family, could be friends, could be just anything.
Just anything.
Yeah.
Do you have someone in the family
Because
that you would say that maybe they've had some mental health
not
issues?
one that has come open.
Yeah.
No.
Do you?
No.
I mean, I know you're not a man, but do you, ever feel like because not too long ago you're talking about going off? Yeah, you're about to have an episode.
I go through depression, suicidal
Hey,
stuff.
hey.
He asked a question, and I'm supposed to give a practical example. So every time I'm going through those episodes, I feel it's best for me to stay off social media and just isolate, because that's the best way of me having to,
So are you saying
back
social
to-
media is the biggest contributor of someone's mental health?
For me, I think so, yeah.
Okay, how?
So personally, I believe social media has a huge impact on one's mental health. We can look at the theories of social media, or rather media at large, because we have the cultivative, the agenda setting, the mirror stuff. We have quite a lot of theories of social media, and it depends on one's perspective towards it. So personally, I believe social media does really have both negative and positive effects towards one's mental health, or mental states rather. But personally, I feel social media has a negative impact on youths and our mental state. We get to learn of different things and get to be fed with different stuff. Everyone speaks of what they think is or what should be. They give us situations or thoughts that we have to think about. I would give an example of how a good man should behave, how a good man should act, how a good man should look. Would be given all these perspectives about a human being that are not even normal, like they're beyond human nature, and we're expected to live up to that. We're expected to live up to a certain standard simply because of what's being posted on social media.
Mental health as well, my mental state is distorted at well, mom.
Exactly what we're talking about.
Mental health.
Exactly.
Listen, me, I also go through a mental breakdown.
I think it's better for you to give a practical example because this is about men's mental health.
Okay, practical example for me is, I know they'll be like, yeah, but Michael, but no, it's a fact. You start to experience certain things like relationships, right? So I've been through certain relationships where I felt like I've arrived. You know what I mean by I've arrived?
But all the relationships is arrived.
No, here's the thing. When you reach the point where you think that you've arrived, it's like, this is the one. Finally, me, I'm going to take this one to my parents and make sure that this one and I we build a house together and whatnot. And then it all switches up from nowhere. The resentment comes in because you know how you women are. When a guy is too nice for you
women like toxicity.
Exactly. Some of us, we are not toxic. I'm not a muscular type of man.
Every man is supposed to be a masculine type of man.
I am. That's the thing.
Being too soft is also not nice.
No, here's the
thing.
At the same time. There's a difference between what do you call that? Oh yeah, no. I'm not an alpha male. I'm a muscular type of man. The difference here is that an alpha male is someone, those alpha males who are, okay, I'll take control. Yeah.
But it's better when a man is leading, don't you think so?
It is. Now let me finish, right? Okay. Right. So the alpha male is the type that, will always be, take lead and whatever. And then the muscular man is the type that will always be there no matter what happens in life, right? Okay. He will wait for you to play around and do whatever you want. And then he'll be like, okay, so you're done? Okay, come. Right, sit down. Because eventually you women, when you start hitting my 24, 25, no, I'm looking for a good man who's going to, Tanjano go. After you've denied the guy who came when you were 21.
You know what the problem is? Sometimes we also want to just be with people that we feel the same things for. Okay, it's good for a female to be with a person that loves them because it's easy for a female to fall in love with a guy, right?
Yeah.
But vice versa, I think it's impossible. You can't make a man fall for you unless he likes you from the start.
Exactly.
So,
but no, men are easy. Men are simple human beings. No, men are not
easy.
Men are simple
Shouldn't
beings.
say that.
Try me.
You already have the intention too, so it wouldn't, be so hard.
Listen, so with those same things where you experience certain failed relationships, you start going through emotional breakdowns and mental breakdowns, and then in the end, you start to question yourself whether you're good enough for anyone. You start to feel like.
Do you realize that even for females, it's the same?
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes you get to love someone that gets to treat you like trash, and then you just get to just feel worthless, and you're like, oh well, maybe I'm just
that's the
not
part I don't
enough.
understand. I don't understand women in that context. Is that someone is treating you like like crap, and then you still fall for him? How?
I don't know. It just happened.
Like, don't women know their worth? It just happened. Wow, did you hear that? It just happened.
What happens?
Apparently.
It's not even paying attention.
No, I want to get you clear.
Falling in love for somebody that treats you like shit. Yay! No,
okay, yeah. So my take on that one is, women are just unpredictable people. You don't like peace. You don't want something that's just straightforward.
Sometimes
you like problems.
Sometimes you want to just be at peace, right? So this person is going to show you all the good stuff, and then with time you get to start noticing those red flags, and also at the same time you're like, okay, this is gonna change eventually, you understand? And then it becomes worse, but you still have that hope instilled in you, like, okay.
You know why I'm laughing? This podcast started with men's mental health.
Yeah, like how does it diverge from?
Relationships, no.
No, I feel like relationships are what's troubling most of us right
I
now.
think for most people to actually go through mental issues is because of relationships. I feel also with men, it's very hard for them to open up about mental issues because they might be belittled, and also you know what
Umaume.
society says.
Just like Emmanuel was saying,
Mamuna Samalila, you know, all that stuff. So men have to be strong and whatnot, so they have to hide even if something is going on. So we find quite a lot of suicidal.
So I have one question. You wake up as a man and say that I'm depressed.
See,
You'll be
it's normal. It's fine. God did not say this gender will have depression, this gender will not have depression. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. Even as a man, it is fine.
That's for white boys.
It's not for white boys, it's for everyone, even black men. It's very much fine for anyone to cry because at the end of the day, these are emotions, you understand? Sometimes we go through situations that we can't control.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it. Of course, you're going to think. I think it's because of such mentalities. That's why it's very hard for most men to open up about their mental health. You understand? Someone would be going through deep, deep depression. They need help, and they can't talk to anyone about it because depression. You understand? Eh? So because of all that stuff, you end up seeing people dead. No, that guy killed himself. He was depressed. He did not have anyone to talk to. You do understand that it would be very hard for a person to actually attempt to die or to kill themselves if at all they had somebody they were expressing everything to, like, oh, this is what's going on and whatnot, and they didn't feel less of themselves in the process. So what men need is not only a listening ear, but a person that will not also judge. Like, not fear, oh, me depression. Wait.
Like-
Talk about gay. Depression is gay and all that stuff. I know men have, this thing of being strong, being the provider, being the head, but at the same time, it's fine for men to be depressed.
And not being the provider. Eh? Yeah, that's
No.
very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
No,
you know,
no.
finally, a female has finally said it. The man doesn't really have to be a provider.
Wow.
As long as he's there, he's
supposed
present.
to.
It's good enough.
He's supposed to provide, but in a situation where he's unable to, that's fine. Yeah, I feel it's also because how you guys
and how women are the main contributors to men's mental health.
It's not just women. Sometimes it's your fellow men. I mean, look at Emmanuel's response towards men's mental health.
That's how men relate to each other. If you and your boy can insult each other, that means you guys are like.
That's okay, but you do understand that people are different. You can't say the same way you are is the same way Emmanuel is. There are certain stuff that you differ, and that's fine. You understand.
Mm-hmm.
So how you handle your mental issues is not how he's going to handle them. So you guys need to understand that there's a line drawn there to say, okay, the person might joke with you guys and say, yo, shan, but then they are learning not to open up to you because of your response towards it. You understand?
I understand.
Yeah.
I see.
No, Emmanuel, you can't know.
I can't understand.
You can't understand because you're against mental health.
I'm not against
mental health.
How can you be against something that doesn't exist?
What do you mean?
Men
doesn't
exist.
Men don't exist.
Men's mental health.
So you mean it's fine for a man to go through depression? Oh yeah. So if a guy is going through depression, then they're bored. They should get a job, get a girlfriend.
Not a girlfriend. Look for man.
Look for man. Okay. Here. For a man, here, you take it from us. For a man, the only time we have depression is when we're broke, and when you have a babe.
Have you guys ever
broke
lost?
And a babe.
Hold on.
A loved one.
Yes.
That's a different case.
Okay. That
it
one is
still
grieving.
leads to depression.
That's grieving.
It still leads
That's
to
grieving.
depression.
Two different things.
I do understand that two different things, but it leads to depression.
Have you lost a loved one before?
No, I haven't.
So how would you know that losing a loved one leads to depression?
I have talked to people.
Men?
Yes.
Who do they lose?
Dad, mom,
What age?
grown.
I mean, I still have mine, so I really can't relate to that.
I also can't relate,
But
but the fact that
here's the thing.
somebody
Here's the
opened
thing.
up.
He's lost.
Yeah.
a father.
I've lost not just a father, but another father again, his brother.
So here's the thing. Me, I don't know what that's like, right? So I really can't say much about it. But I believe personally, if my parents were there, and if my parents are listening, one thing they would want me to do is focus on getting better with yourself, right? Yes, we were there, but we're not here anymore. But man up
Yeah,
and
but sometimes for you to have to accept it, you have to go through it still. You won't just wake up today and be like, oh yeah, it's okay. You understand it? You have to learn to live with it.
Mm,
It's like you've grown up with those people. They were there the entire time. Then this one day you wake up and
they're not
they
there
are not
anymore.
there anymore.
No, I get you. I get you. Okay. This podcast was probably sponsored by Leighton Properties Limited. I'm being serious. What is the problem? This podcast was probably sponsored by Leighton Properties Limited. Leighton Properties Limited is a real estate company situated in Lusaka that provides you with one of the best lands.
The
bestest lands. You can find them in Lilai, Makeni, and Silverest. You can simply contact them at 0978611487. Leighton Properties Limited. Show your family the way home. Today on men's mental health / relationships and how women pick who to stay with. Well, you did mention a few things about I can't settle with a guy who doesn't provide. Yeah. Today's podcast was, well, basically it was multi-topicked. It was like the exam that we wrote on Friday.
I know, right?
So yeah, please be sure
What do you
to
mean media tools now?
yeah. So on today's podcast, on TIYESEKO podcast, I had
Umm'khulthum.
and
Niyobuhungiro.
Neo what? Okay, exactly. This guy is still watching equations despite completing the semester. Jesus.
Goodbye.
Be
Don't
sure
forget to subscribe,
like and
comment.
share and comment as well.
And share.
Exactly. My name is Michael Bander. Thank you for listening to TIYESEKO podcast. Peace.